he lives a couple of houses up the street from my kids in Park City. So yeah, or his family does.
Yeah. So was that when Max went in the portal? Did you kind of chip in and say, "Hey, this is a kid we could use"?
I commented about it, but Justin Enna knew him from Utah State. I think Justin had been involved in recruiting him to Utah State. So, Jay knew the family, Kalani, we all knew the family, and but I did get a chance to watch Max play a lot in high school because he went to the same school as my kids, and we think he's a really good football player. Great kid.
What on this short week is that? It'll be stress you guys with getting a freshman ready, or do you feel like Bears at the point now where
it's more just getting our team ready for the volume of defense that West Virginia presents. They do a lot of things, and they can make you look bad if you're not ready for it. So I don't know how they practice all the stuff they do. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of East Carolina. So we got to be ready for a lot of stuff in a short amount of time.
I guess the only thing you could nitpick with Bear is the slow starts. How do you get him off maybe faster, where he's on point, where he's starting games like he's finishing?
I didn't feel like he started slow last week at all. I thought he played really well right from the start of the game. I think he's just getting better every game.
What are some of the challenges of a short week? Obviously, like moving everything up and kind of getting ready with 1 day left.
Yeah, it's just managing. First of all, everybody's a little sore from the last game, so you have to be smart about how much you practice. Then you have to carry a little bit less in the game plan. We won't have as much volume in this game plan as we normally do, and it's kind of finding the balance of getting healthy and fresh for the game, but also getting enough practice reps to be ready to play. And we've kind of got a system over the years of playing some Thursday and Friday games, and hopefully we'll find out Friday night if it works.
You guys have done both too. It's probably a lot nicer being at home.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they definitely have a challenge coming out here. I don't, wouldn't want to do that, but I know Rich Rod's a heck of a coach, and he'll have those guys ready to play.
With Sione out, how will that maybe affect your running back rotation, if at all?
Yeah, it does. I mean, Enoch took most of the reps in the Colorado game. We're planning to get Jovessa and Preston in there as well, and I don't know exactly what shape that's going to take yet, but both of those guys we feel like are ready to play, and we trust them.
Beyond the running, how impactful has LJ been just in the backfield, helping a Bear with maybe calls and checks and all that?
LJ's an excellent player, man. He's a good pass protector. He's a really good receiver, running the ball really well for us, and yeah, he and Bear have a really close relationship, and they watch film together a lot. They're both really smart guys, and they've got a good friendship.
They look a lot alike when they're running the ball, too.
Yeah, Bear definitely has the lower body of a running back for sure.
Were you going to look like you were going to give Preston the ball and then there was a false start or something?
Yeah, we put him in the game. We were going to get him going, and then we had a penalty, and then we had a plan for him to play a little more, but Colorado was doing some things differently than what we had planned for, so it didn't materialize like we had hoped. But you'll see those guys eventually, Preston and Jovessa both at some point.
LJ got a little banged up, and with the short week, how is the recovery and the turnaround?
He's good. Yeah, it was nothing. He was out for a second. He just needed a second. He got right back in there. He's fine.
Anything else? All right.
Okay. Yeah. Good to see you guys.
How we doing? What's up? Great things. Right here? This good? Perfect. No worries.
I forget when you walk up after A-Run, there's a slight height.
Just a little bit?
Between the two, yeah.
Happens.
What were some of the challenges in the Colorado game, and what were some of the things that you liked seeing on that line?
Yeah, I mean, Colorado's a good team. They had a really good defensive line. I think we came out, just as a team, a little bit flat to start the game, but really proud of just how we rallied and stuck together. There's going to be other games where we're down 1 or 2 scores in a game, right? And so I think it was really good for us to show that we have fight, that we're willing to grind with one another, to trust in one another, and happy with the end result. But I think there's always things to learn from it too, right? I think a focus on this week is going to make sure that we going to be making sure that we start fast this week and doing everything we can to ensure that we jump out ahead rather than having to fight from behind this week.
There were a ton of BYU fans there in general. I mean, you've ever get kind of used to that when you go on the road. Was there a decent contingent of, Gentry fam, Gentry friends, that kind of thing at Folsom on Saturday?
There was, yeah. Being from Colorado, my hometown's an hour south of there. Not even 45 minutes, an hour south of there. So I had a lot of friends and family there, which was which was great. I got great family. Super grateful for them that they were willing to come out. A lot of great friends as well that were there. So it was special to go back home, coming here to BYU and being closer to home. Before I transferred to BYU, the closest I ever played to home was in the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona, and then closest away game was at Nebraska. So hadn't really had a chance to play close to home much. So getting the chance to come back home was special for me, and having friends and family there was really cool.
You grew up so close to that area. I've never really bothered to ask you too much, but I know you committed to Virginia and then obviously Michigan. But did you ever have much of a relationship with CU, kind of in the recruiting phases or before?
Yeah, I was in kind of the weird stage with CU where I was originally recruited by Coach McIntyre. Then right in the middle of my recruitment is when he got fired and Mel Tucker took over. And then when I was on my mission is when Mel Tucker left. So kind of between committing to Virginia and committing to Michigan, there have been a lot of changes at CU. So I had gone up there for a lot of games and built relationships with all their staffs. And I think there was great staffs. And it's a beautiful campus. Boulder, I think, is a beautiful place. And you're right there against the mountains, kind of like you are here. But it was kind of tough to make a decision when there was all that coaching carousel going on down there. But nothing but respect for that program, and it was cool to see it close to home.
Moving on to this week, I guess, one day less to prepare. But what stands out the most about this West Virginia defense? A-Rod was just telling us that multiple, I think, was kind of the word he was getting at.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah, they're coached well. You look at Rich Rodriguez, he was at Michigan, right? So I heard a lot about him, and so he's a great coach, been a lot of great places, has a lot of experience, and he's going to have his team ready to play. And so they do a lot, though. Speaking specifically about the defense, they're going to do a lot. They're going to give us a lot of different fronts. They're going to have good athletes. And, it's Big 12 play, so everybody's going to be good, right? You can never take any week for granted. Every team is going to have phenomenal athletes. So West Virginia's got great athletes. They got great coaches. So it's going to be a really great game, and we're really excited to play it and excited for the challenge ahead. Great. Good? Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yep.
Hi, how are we? J Hill. Yeah. Okay.
now will be this. I thought these were going to be the same. Well, I'm not going to say that they're wrong. There were some plays. There was two. There was a couple where Tavion beat the tackle around the edge easier. And I know these are bigger than me, but it's like if I'm being G-Man and I'm over here, G-Man is grabbing. You got to get that. I'm like, that's awesome. Also, remember, it's not an unfair.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Yep. Good to have you all here.
What did you take away from the Colorado game that you feel like you can implement against West Virginia, against, I guess, more mobile quarterbacks like a Solitaire?
Well, we started slow, mainly due to just poor execution early. We just got to execute a little more precise. I think we did that a little bit better in the second half. I think when you're playing mobile quarterbacks and you're playing guys that can escape the pocket, you just got to be super disciplined. I don't know if it's like playing option football, but it's very similar. Be super disciplined with your pass rush lanes, be disciplined with your assignments. We got to play with good eyes. If we do that, I think we'll like the outcome.
How big was Falatau's sack? It seemed like that changed the momentum for you guys.
Yeah, it did. You know, Faletau's made a bunch of huge plays this year. We love the progression of where he's at and how he's playing right now. That play was huge. Glasker's sack was huge. Glasker's pick obviously ending it. There were some big plays throughout that made a big difference in that game. It was a weird feeling game. It just felt like he gave up a bunch of yards, and the reality is we gave up 290 yards. It's in most instances that's going to put you top 10 in the country, but it just didn't feel that way. It was a weird feeling game.
Kalani decided to punt late and essentially force it on the defense. So you mentioned Glasser's pick. Were you in favor of that? Say, hey, put it on my defense?
We as a staff, we were talking about it on the headset, and when you make those decisions, there was three options, right? Kick the field goal, have the offense go for it and try to convert on fourth down, or punt. And we make a decision, and we're all in on the decision, and that's really what happened. And then Sam obviously placed a great punt, made a big play, and then we got out of the drive. So looking back, you say, well, we made the right decision. But there's always going to be those things that come up in a game, and then you got to be united on what we decide.
You're running on third down there, and I know that you're a defensive coach. Were you guys talking about strategy? Can maybe pick up yards, make it fourth and manageable in that situation? Is that kind of the thought process?
Oh, exactly right. Yeah, and Coach Roderick does such a phenomenal job of managing down and distances and play clocks and all that stuff. And, you know, most of the time that's an offensive decision on exactly how they're trying to convert. But in those times, like, we try to converse, you know, as much as we can as a staff, but they got to be locked into what they're trying to get accomplished offensively.
Did you know much about Max Alford before he popped up in the portal, either from the time at Utah State or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We knew about him in high school. I knew him. I coached with his dad when he was growing up and he was just young. So we've known about Max for a long time.
What kind of an impact has he made in this?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's learned it. He's picked up the defense quickly, which is a very complicated defense to learn. And I think he's done a great job of learning it. He's added super valuable reps to us, and I see him just getting better and better.
Where do both Jack and Isaiah stack up of the linebackers you've coached in?
Oh, they're two of the best, for sure. I mean, they're big-time NFL guys, in my opinion. I know the scouts love them. They make plays, both rush in the passer, they make plays in the run game, they make plays in the throw game. They're true playmakers and ones we're lucky to have at BYU.
What's the status with Tommy? What are you going to do nickel-wise if he is on the field?
Well, right now he practiced today, so we assume he's just going to get better and better. Tavion played really good, so if Tommy, for whatever reason, couldn't go or there's a setback or whatever happens, then Tavion will take over and play, which he's done a good job. We get Cabella back soon, but Tommy practiced today, and we expect him to just get better and better.
I wanted to ask you about Tavion. Did you expect what he's doing when he got here, just based on
Oh, yeah. When we recruit these guys, we expect that they can come in and play, for sure. Yeah.
With Jack being so good rushing the quarterback, is it kind of tough not to send him every play or, be aggressive that way with him?
It's a fine balance. We like him when he's spying the quarterback. Obviously, the other teams know that that's how we use him, but we like him getting after teams too, like he did in the Stanford and Portland State games. He's a weapon, so we try to use him to his strengths, but we also got to be sound in what we're trying to do. So it's both.
How do you prepare for potentially multiple quarterbacks at West Virginia this year?
Well, I think they'll be similar. They're going to run the scheme pretty much like I think they did against the University of Utah. We've watched all their games, obviously, to this point. I don't think they're going to venture too far off. They'll have some wrinkles for us, too, but they got to go in on a short week, execute their offense, and have a couple of wrinkles. And I don't necessarily know that the quarterback they choose is going to be the biggest issue.
Anything else?
How many games do you expect Justin Kirkland to get to be at full speed?
Well, it's a growth process, but I thought he played very well in his reps he got last week. I think he'll get more reps this week, and hopefully that just continues to grow and his impact continues to grow.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What's up, buddy?